Objects in the sky that are the size of an SUV over any city, over any state. It's an invasion of our airspace. In focus now, Republican Congress.
So, as semi-intro this video clearly states, we are referring to this issue that we have going on right now in New Jersey and New York and a few other states, where this crazy thing going on with drones flying everywhere at night basically has all the authorities, including the military, going crazy. So anyways, let's continue listening to see what we got so far.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee on the Hill right now. How do you address this at this point?
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. You know, I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, you know, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified.
Well, here's the deal. I don't care what anybody says. Iran does not have the ability to launch motherships. Now, I hate to get all geeky and sci-fi over here, but there are two ways of interpreting the term mothership. Either you are literally thinking about a flying device, a flying platform that has all of these drones attached on the bottom, flying from the Middle East all the way over here to the United States, to the East Coast, through the Atlantic. Or they are referring to the mothership as in terms of a ship, an actual floating ship, okay? More like you will call a aircraft carrier a mothership for the fighters when they're trying to return to land into the mothership. That will be considered another term of mothership. But as we all know, Iran is not technologically advanced enough to do that. The amount of fuel in time to come from the Middle East to the United States and to hover for about a week, 2 or 3 window period, like it's been going on a frenzy of all these videos showing up of people putting stuff in YouTube, it's just not feasible. So my 2 cents on the issue is, I think Iran has modified a cargo container ship where they have these ships, either a platform big enough to actually move in from 50 to 80 to 100 miles away from the East Coast into a range where she can drop those little other models, which are not so little because they are as big as an SUV, as some people claim, okay? And then they get retrieved back, and then that ship lands, which I also believe that's not true, okay? Now, let's continue what he's saying over here. To listen to what he's saying over here.
Hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good.
Okay, so let's break that down further. It doesn't matter how many deals Iran has made with China. The bottom line is that Iran has their own version of drones. They are the kamikaze drones, okay? And let me show you what those look like, okay? They're not hovering drones. They're actually glider style drones. Let me show you over here.
This is an Iranian-made Shahed drone. These
That's a
suicide
kamikaze
drones
drone
are
right there.
cheap,
That's an Iranian
precise,
kamikaze
and hard
drone.
to shoot down. Unlike traditional reusable drones, these are designed for one-time precision strikes. In just the past year, Shahed drones hit commercial ships in the Red Sea, threatened the lives of US troops in the Middle East, and wreaked havoc in Ukraine. And Iran's willingness to share them with its allies poses an increasing threat to the US and its...
Now, here's the deal. That's what Iran is using right now, which is pretty effective as it is right now, okay? Let me show you something else, okay? These are commercial drones. If you can see, he has a fuel tank. Those things can hover and fly for hours at a time, okay? A regular drone, like the committee member here said, they use itty bitty, lithium batteries about this big around. Okay, those you can buy on eBay, Amazon, Temu, whatever. They only last at the most 35 minutes, 45 minutes at the most. Now there are some bigger drones out there that have a much bigger battery. Okay. But those things are so high up in the list of, civilians that they're not affordable. But something like this, someone can modify something like this, okay? And they can very easily fly this for hours at a time. Now, maybe there is like a club or some kind of a fad going on where people are buying these things and flying them over the sky because now they have some kind of thing going on where they become part of a little club and it's becoming fashionable and blah, 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 blah. But the problem with that theory is that, there's a police officer that stated that he witnessed in one night about 50 of these things coming from the ocean, from the open ocean, from the Atlantic Ocean, excuse me. So why would any civilian fly all the way to the ocean to come back to make it look like they're coming from somewhere? That to me sounds more like an actual ship that has those things. Okay. Now let me show you something else here. Let's first continue with this interview so we can further break down what's going on here. Okay. Let's just finish listening to what he's saying.
They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down. Whether it was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine, or whether it is Iran, and I think it very possibly could be, they should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
Look, you've given us some pretty dire information just here, and I want to make sure that our viewers are digesting this. Iran has the capability to pull up along our eastern seaboard and launch drones the size of an SUV into the skies of several states, particularly New Jersey, where...
That statement, in essence, is correct. If Iran has modified a cargo ship, a container cargo ship, to do this, yes, they can actually launch this stuff. But what pisses me off is that, nobody's actually thinking about the other stuff, okay? We have radar, guys. If we have a container sitting out there in the middle of nowhere, okay? Now, every country around this planet has their own coastal commercial waters. It's like only, 50 miles? If we have a ship sitting out there between 15, 20, 25 miles away from the coast of the United States, somebody's going to notice. We have submarine patrols. We have planes patrolling. We have radar that can pick up these drones, okay, as they're coming from the ocean. Somebody's going to notice, all right? So she is right in a way when she says that Iran can actually have this capability. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I should show you guys the video where, you can very easily, use one of these things
precise and hard to shoot down.
And,
Unlike traditional reusable drones, these are
they can
designed
be
for
fired
one-time precision
from
strikes.
the platform.
In just the past year,
See,
Shahed
something
drones
like that.
commercial
If
ships
they have a
in the Red
container
Sea
ship where they
threatened
can
the lives of
modify
US troops in
and
the
do
Middle East
this,
and wreaked
that's
havoc
fine.
in Ukraine.
Now, the other
And
thing that
Iran's
I'm thinking
willingness to
about
share-
here is the fact that they keep coming back. This has been going on for weeks. None of them have crashed. None of them have run out of fuel. So they're being recovered, okay? And the only thing that I can think of is if they have modified container ship, okay, to retrieve this type of things, they can use something like this right here. Ta-da! You know what that is, guys? That is the equivalent of a mesh. It's like a net that looks like the equivalent of a resting wire for an aircraft carrier, but it's a net. We can very easily have the operator flying those drones into those nets. They can get entangled and they can recover them. Then they can remove them out of that, refuel them, and put them on a launch platform. We have that. Anybody can do that. So that would explain why we have not found one of them. We have not lost. They have not lost one of them, and they keep coming back, 50 at a time. Okay. Now, you know what makes me believe that that's the theory, that's really going on? Let me show you why right here. Here's the other video. Okay, check this out.
Reports of small car-sized drones hovering over New York and New Jersey is deepening.
Oh, it's slowing down.
Tonight, authorities in Toms River, New Jersey, launching their own drone offensive for a closer look. Their eye in the sky, capturing one of the drones in motion.
You're not targeting or going after them, so to speak. Is there a methodology and reason why?
Well, right now we just want to identify what it is. The way it was explained, they're 2 feet bigger than our drones, or 2 times the size rather, so they're about 4 feet, and it looks like it's a fixed wing type craft.
Fixed wing.
Concerns us mostly is that
there you
at
go.
this point nobody's seen
there it is.
Unit.
Okay, so what do we have right now? What do we have? Right there. That is a glider style fixed wing plane. All you have to do is add a bunch of freaking LED lights, powerful enough, and LED lights do not require a whole lot of power, and they can loiter for hours at a time with one of those things. Okay? And they can go back and they can go back into the ocean and they can be retrieved, repurposed, refueled, and sent back out, just like an RC plane. This is not really high-tech shit. It doesn't matter whether China or Russia, whoever. This is not high-tech shit. Okay? Now, it just came out a couple of hours ago that the Pentagon went ahead and said that Iran does not have a mothership. That much is obvious because they're freaking ass backwards retarded. But they do have a bunch of container ships. And if it took about a month for that container ship to come over here, those things are not speedboats, man. They're like humongous tubs in the water, displacing tons and tons of water. Okay? And if they're going to take the sweet time to get over here, making preparations, doing practices and stuff like that, a month is perfectly normal for the window for them to leave the main ports to come over here. Now, another thing that I want to bring something to you guys, which this really irritates me, okay? And this is the part that, I feel like we need to use some common sense in this, okay? Check this out.
We know the incoming president has a large home also in the same county or nearby where some of these drones in New Jersey have been seen. That capability exists. It's possible some of those drones are here. So I have 2 questions. How are they fueling them? They have to land somewhere. Drones don't fly forever. Why don't they close down the airspace? Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it's the holidays.
Catch nets.
Shut it down. But if you start shooting things and you don't know how they're fueled, that's going to be mass explosions. This isn't like one spy balloon. Congressman, this is serious.
We've got to bring them down, and we've got to find a way to bring them down.
And she's 100% right. But and that's a caveat in all of this. Guys, Iran is not stupid enough to aggravate the United States and doing something as stupid as this. They already are in hot water with Israel. We are 100% behind Israel, okay? Even Trump has said that he's ready to go in there and start kicking some ass and sterilize the whole damn country. Why would Iran aggravate the United States and bringing this kind of crap to our shores, trying to embarrass the United States? I don't think these people are stupid enough to do this, okay? There's something else afoot here. There's something else involved, okay? And she's right. You cannot be shutting down these things, because if they had chemicals or a nuclear bomb or any kind of virus, I mean, that's all she wrote, man. You have the entire East Coast getting all infected and millions dying, which brings the same exact comment that I said earlier. There is no freaking way Iran will be stupid enough to do this. Why would they actually do this and park an asset like that they can use as a one-time asset and literally launch thousands of missiles or thousands of these kamikaze drones and literally pepper the entire East Coast, including the air bases and the naval bases here in the United States and the East Coast? Why would they go and say, listen, this is one of our capabilities, now you know what they are, now you know how to counteract them? All it takes is a goodwill placed torpedo or a Tomahawk missile from any ship coming from the Middle East. We have military satellites, guys. We can see what's going on in Iran right now. We can see into the naval ports. We can see into their facilities. Every time Israel bombed the shit out of them, within 24 hours we have pictures of before and after of what happened. Okay? That tells me that there's something else here. There's something else here. This is not Iran. They are not doing this. Okay? I think we need to take it with a grain of salt. You know, if you go back in history, this drone thing, people say it started with Ukraine, and that's not correct. If you guys go back to the war between Azerbaijan and Armenia, I believe, that's where they started using drones to hit their mechanized units, infantry, and all that stuff. That's where they started it. Then, Ukraine picked up on that and they expanded it to where we are right now. So, in essence, what Azerbaijan and Armenia started on their own little clique over there with their own little war, it got exponentially expanded by Ukraine. Okay, and now to the point where we are rewriting military doctrines with these drone issues. If the United States is trying to set up some sort of a system where they want to eliminate or bring awareness to the American people, or they're trying to do some kind of a military test where they're trying to see how people react and how the military can shut down these things, I mean, that is the only thing that I can think of. Okay? I don't think any of these countries are stupid enough to provoke the United States, to embarrass them this way. Now, I know that Potato Head is still in office and anybody can embarrass him and all that stuff, but Trump is right in the heels behind this dude. And I can promise you, that's not going to sit well with Trump. Okay? So I have a feeling that this is not an Iranian thing. I think this is internal. And I do apologize for the noise in the background. I do have my children on their playroom over there running around and playing. And today is my daughter's birthday. So she is being rambunctious and she's very loud anyways. She's half Cuban anyway. So she takes that from me. We're very loud and obnoxious. But that's what I got for you guys. This is my little video here. I'm a little bit, I'm skeptical. I think we are missing a lot of important things in here, and all you have to just break down this thing a little bit to realize that there are more questions than answers. Anyways, do please leave me a comment and tell me what you think, and let's keep it going. Anyways, this is my neck of the woods. I'll see you guys in the next video.